the Nonprofit Podcast, powered by Donorbox.
Getting ready for the year end can sometimes feel like a big task. We all know that starting early is a good idea, but let's face it, we tend to postpone things, right? However, procrastinating your year-end fundraising campaign might mean you miss your year-end fundraising goals. Welcome back to the Nonprofit Podcast. I'm Cara, fundraising coach at Donorbox.
And I'm Jenna, nonprofit advocate at Donorbox.
We're here each week with practical actions you can use today to increase donations and take your nonprofit to the next level tomorrow.
And this year, taking your nonprofit to the next level might just hinge on mastering your year-end fundraising campaign.
Yeah, we've noticed a growing buzz about year-end fundraising on LinkedIn and in our email inboxes. And that's a good sign. It's really great to be having this conversation now. So today we are diving into year-end fundraising campaigns. Once again, we'll explore why raising money this time of year matters so much and why nonprofits often procrastinate, and more importantly, how they can overcome these challenges.
The challenges will always be there, right?
Yeah.
So overcoming them is so important. So Cara, let's go ahead and jump right in.
Let's do it.
All right. Reason number one is no secret that nonprofits often operate with limited resources. There's never enough time. There's never enough staff. There's never enough money. And this can make year-end fundraising planning seem like a really daunting task, but it's not just the shortage of time and staff and money. It's also the fact that nonprofits have to juggle multiple priorities throughout the year, from program delivery to donor stewardship and administrative tasks. So year-end fundraising can sometimes feel like an even bigger, burden on top of all those other things.
Yeah, it's just one more thing to do sometimes, but it's not. It shouldn't be. It's a big challenge. So I'll offer a solution here. Start your year-end fundraising planning early. I understand many nonprofits have limited time and money, but starting early in fundraising planning is a strategic investment that can ultimately lead to more successful and sustainable fundraising campaigns. It gives you the time you need to work on writing some effective messaging and make informed decisions instead of just throwing something together or just waiting so long you do nothing at all.
So is right now too early, or are we past early at this point?
No, now is really the perfect time. The earlier you start, the better, for sure. But ideally, nonprofits, should begin their year-end fundraising preparation several months in advance. And that's where we are right now. It gives ample time. But if you're listening to this right now and you're thinking, we've already missed the early planning stage, don't worry. It's definitely not too late to start. The key is to take action now. Even if you're a bit behind schedule, the sooner you start, the more you can accomplish, and the better your chances are of meeting or exceeding your year-end fundraising goals.
For sure. I think that waiting around and not taking action just means that it'll take longer for you to reach your year-end goals.
Yeah. Okay. So that was reason number one. Let's jump to reason number two, that we tend to just put off our planning for year-end fundraising. And this is probably my biggest here is tech. Fundraising technology can seem really complex, and who's got time for another learning curve this time of year? And it can just really seem so overwhelming for staff or volunteers who are not familiar with the technology. They might not even know where to start. So Jenna, do you have a solution for that?
Yeah. You're right. Technology can be both a blessing and a challenge for nonprofits. And like you said, people don't often really want to take on new tech or new processes during the end of the year. But here's my solution number two. This may seem obvious, but embrace technology. Do not let it be a barrier. Instead, make it your friend. One of the most effective ways to streamline your year-end fundraising efforts is by investing a little bit of your time in fundraising software and donor management systems. It does not have to be clunky or complicated, and it can really save you time in the long run. So take Donorbox, for example. Here's a shameless plug. It is super easy to set up, even if you are not tech savvy. I am not tech savvy. It is so easy to set up. And it offers user-friendly, mobile responsive donation forms that integrate seamlessly with your website so that donors can easily make a donation. It also provides dedicated crowdfunding pages, automated thank you emails, again, a time saver. All of these features are built to save you time and rake in more funds.
Sometimes it's good to just set aside an afternoon to work on just getting all those pieces in place right now. That's a really good thing to think about, Jenna. Thank you. And all those features you mentioned really make for a good donor experience. And that is a must for year-end fundraising or just fundraising in general.
You bet. All right, let's move on to reason number 3. You just don't know where to begin. So sometimes nonprofits hesitate because they're unsure about their fundraising strategy. And I've seen, and you've seen, Cara, larger established organizations excel in their fundraising campaigns. They send direct mail, they follow up with email and social media updates, and they have tons and tons of success stories to share. And these organizations often raise a substantial amount of funds, keeping their programs and operations robust throughout the year. So what's their secret? What can nonprofits of any size replicate from these larger, successful organizations?
Well, I think a common mistake is expecting a social media post on Giving Tuesday or just sharing your donation page link to be magical and really bring in the dollars during year-end fundraising season. In reality, successful fundraising campaigns involve some focused planning. They involve strategy and really time to think through and collect stories to illustrate the impact that you're making in this world. So it's not about that single post or link sharing. It's about strategizing and preparing in advance to ensure that your message reaches the right people and really conveys why your cause matters and how they can support it and why that's essential right now. So that leads to the solution to this third challenge here. So just you mentioned not knowing where to begin. And that solution is really to focus in on developing a clear, compelling message and then repurposing that message and deliver it consistently over a time of a campaign. A campaign has a beginning and an end. I work with some of our Donorbox clients to really iron out a clear core message and then adapt that message into fundraising appeals. And they really drive home that message by telling stories of impact over that time period. It's more than just post it once and be done. It's really a concentrated effort during a period of time. And you mentioned some of the larger organizations and what they're doing, but these larger organizations are really using a similar strategic planning approach. They don't wait till the last minute. Over the next couple of months, they'll be preparing their team. They'll be prepping their tech, making improvements on their website and sprucing up their donation page. They'll be working to write compelling copy. They'll be scheduling it for various channels like mail and email and social media. And they'll pay special attention to expressing gratitude in a way that encourages repeat donations. And gosh, that sounds like a lot. I know it sounds like a lot, right?
Yeah, it does, Cara. And it kind of sounds pretty overwhelming. And one of the reasons some nonprofits struggle with year-end fundraising is that they attempt to tackle everything, all these things at once, leading to analysis paralysis, right? And the abundance of information out there on year-end fundraising can be really daunting, making it challenging to figure out what's suitable for their specific organization and how to implement it. So I think that these folks, they need guidance to kickstart the process, but often don't know where to turn or who to ask.
And that's exactly where we identified a gap. There's so much information on the internet. There's a wealth of information out there in general, but translating it into actionable steps can really be a puzzle. So take, for example, that task of writing fundraising appeals. It may sound simple, but there are all these intricate elements that are unique to crafting an effective appeal that many organizations just are simply unaware of. And so to bridge this gap between knowledge and application, we created Donorbox Academy, and our goal is to help nonprofits not only learn about fundraising, but also put that knowledge into action to raise more funds for their causes.
It's been really fun to see nonprofit leaders and fundraisers over the past year or so since we started Donorbox Academy take these fundraising concepts that can be kind of intimidating and actually turn them into actionables that are helping them raise money. And we work really hard to make sure that it's accessible for all nonprofits of all sizes and of all budgets, because we believe that every nonprofit deserves the tools and knowledge to succeed in their fundraising efforts.
For those feeling overwhelmed by the year-end fundraising campaign or seeking a head start on the giving season, we have the first installment of our new Masterclass series. This course, which we initially launched with a group of students last year, teaches you how to create your entire year-end fundraising plan in just 30 days. It received rave reviews last year, and we're offering it again this September and October. So what you would do is you'll build a year-end fundraising campaign for your organization, and it will have all those moving parts we talked about. But that's why we offer the live programming, the templates, and the guides to ensure that you're never alone in this process. And because you're listening to this podcast today, we have a special extra discount. You can use the promo code podcast, PODCAST, to register and enjoy a 15% discount. And this offer is valid until the course begins at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, September 26th. So that's coming up super duper fast. But we created this course to really cater to busy nonprofit fundraisers and cover those critical aspects like planning and appeal writing and targeting the right audience. And we've designed it to be delivered weekly to make it more manageable. And it blends live instruction with practical templates and workbooks. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think anybody who wants to attend will just need to allocate a couple hours a week. You'll spend some time in the course, and then you'll have time to work on guided resources before we come back together the next week. And our Donorbox team will be right there beside you, providing support throughout every module. And I know I'm really looking forward to this time in the next couple weeks.
I'm so excited that we're bringing this course back.
Yeah.
There is nothing better than seeing our nonprofit community face to face and learning with each other. And I think it's really great that our teaching team at Donorbox comprises of individuals with real nonprofit experience, from fundraising, donor relations, operations, volunteer engagement, marketing, and communications. The list goes on and on.
We have a great team. We really do. Yeah.
We have the best team, and we understand the challenges that organizations face because we've been there ourselves. So Academy students are really in great hands.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Jenna. I appreciate that.
So we understand that it's not always easy to kickstart your year-end fundraising planning. We know you have a million other urgent tasks on your plate right now, but if you do not start now, when will you? Let this be your gentle nudge. So if you're ready to take your year-end fundraising to the next level, head over to the show notes. The link to register for the course and your special promo code are waiting for you. And we really hope to see you there.
Yeah. Thanks, Jenna, so much. I'm looking forward to this year-end campaign planning masterclass. And thank you for your time today and for your awesome insight.
It was my pleasure as always.
As we wrap up this week's episode, we want to sincerely thank you for spending a little bit of your time today with the Nonprofit Podcast. I hope you've left with the confidence to take a small step today that will make a big difference tomorrow. Be sure to click the download button on your podcast player, then leave the Nonprofit Podcast a review or give it a thumbs up if you're listening to the Nonprofit Podcast on YouTube. Your review really is a great way to help others find us. You're here to help others. We're here to help you. So until next time, stay inspired.
That warm feeling when you help someone, it's not just happiness, it's fulfillment. And we believe it should be available to everyone. From frontline heroes to first-time fundraisers, our tools empower you to help others. This is our mission. This is Donorbox, helping you help others.